everybody. Today's video, I'm out on my road trek and wanted to just do a little video on why we decided to buy a Roadtrek over any other camper or RV. And we've had it about a year and a half now, and we had decided that we wanted to get a motorhome, and so we started to look around, and we looked at a lot of different things. I've owned other motorhomes in the past. I've had a Class C, and I've also had a Class A, and depending on how you use them and what you want, the disadvantages of some of them, the bigger they are, the more gas they're going to be using. So that was one of the big factors. You want to be able to use it without, having to break the bank every time you take it out, because it uses so much gas. And also another one would be like where you can get it in and out of. Some of the real large ones, it can be difficult to get them in and out of certain spots. So that was another factor that we looked at. All right, so when we started looking around, we set a budget up and knew how much we wanted to spend. That's always a good idea, to get an idea of what you want to spend in a motorhome or a camper. And so we started looking around, and we first kind of led to look at some of the bigger Class A's, more space in that, and looked at quite a few of them. But the ones we looked at in our budget range was not the best of shape. Some of them were pretty ratty. In fact, we looked at some great big one. We looked at I think it was a 45-foot diesel pusher, and man, that thing had everything in it. Just a little over the budget, but we looked it over and decided, nah, that's just things. I don't even know if it would even fit in our driveway to park it. We looked at some Class C's. We found some nice ones, but the ones we found that was decent, it was out of our price range. And so as we were out looking around, I had been familiar with camper vans. I don't know that I was really all that familiar with the Roadtrek van. So we looked around, we found this Roadtrek here, and my first impression, Sue says, "Hey, what do you think of this?" And I don't know, it's too small. I don't know if we'd want this or not. Well, I started looking it over there, and my gosh, it had everything you needed in it. It had everything: generator, it had shower and the bathroom, and cooking, it had a stove in it, refrigerator. It's like, my gosh, this thing has everything you want in it. And the more I looked at it, the more I became interested in a Roadtrek. And this one was in good shape. It was right in our price budget, just a hair under, in fact. And so, I got more and more serious thinking about it. So as we, discussed it more, I kind of liked it, And so we opted to get it. So here we are a year and a half later, and we really like it. I mean, convenience, I guess you can pull it in any parking spot, a regular parking spot a car fits in, it'll fit in. You can take it to the grocery store. You can take it to any store, and so that was very, very nice. I mean, that was a very plus feature in getting a Roadtrek. So far we have only found one thing that we're not 100% crazy about, is the layout of the bed. This is a 2001 190 Versatile, and we come to find out that some of the Poplars have the bed facing lengthways of the camper, and after doing that, the problem is in the middle of the night, say you want to go to the bathroom, somebody's got to crawl over top of somebody to get out of bed to go to the bathroom. And that's kind of a downer. We've dealt with it, and we've thought some different ways of changing that around. but that was probably the only real downside that we found in this model of the Roadtrek. Yeah, this is the lounge, sleeping area, bed area. Most of the time we leave it made up when we're camping. If we're just using this to go out for different things, we put it in this configuration. There's also a table will go in there too. But when you lay it down, you see you're sleeping crossways in the camper, and you have to get on top of each other to get out. The person in the back has to crawl over this person to get back, say to go to the bathroom or something. Now I've had some options, and I've looked. Some people, I've seen where someone actually took this area in here. They actually cut it out and made an area where you could sleep this way. And same with this. They would cut this area out, and then they would make it a lengthwise sleeping, which you have this area in the middle that you could get in and out and go to the bathroom. I've really considered this. I mean, I've thought about it, and then I've changed my mind on it again. Thinking that, this, I don't know, this might not be a great idea to cut this out. You'd want to really do it in a nice way so it looks good. You don't want to lose the integrity of the camper, and you're also going to lose space. You're going to lose underneath this drawer here. I mean, my idea was cutting this drawer clear down to here, and you just have a small drawer, and there would be nothing in here. You lose all that space. Again, on this side, the same thing. Just make a little place of storage underneath here, but you're going to lose, this much of the cabinet space on it. So, you're going to lose all that cabinet space there. That's a downer. And so, I've thought about this and have changed my mind on it. And so, if anyone out there has done any of this, I've seen pictures of one, and I can't say that I was totally thrilled with the way the outcome of it was. But if anybody's ever done anything like this, leave a comment here. I'd be interested in knowing really what you did there. But that was the only downside that we found in this model Roadtrek. Okay, and back to the convenience of it. It's, this thing, gas mileage. When I had my Class A, I got 6 miles per gallon. Back then, gas was probably a little over $1 a gallon. Today, with the gas prices being $2, sometimes they go up higher than that. It had been very expensive to run one that's only getting 6 miles per gallon. And the Class C is a little better. The one I had, I'm thinking I got between 10 and 12. It's been a long time ago, but something like that. So it was a little bit better on it. So the advantage of the Roadtrek and the mileage is it's tremendous. So the Roadtrek really has worked out very well for us, and depending on your needs in that, I would highly recommend one. And ours is in the vintage model. We've looked at some of the new ones, and actually some of the new ones I kind of like the older ones a little bit better. Just different features of it, the way it's laid out and that on it. But this is kind of my thoughts with owning a Roadtrek. We totally love our Roadtrek. It's a great camping vehicle to have, and I would recommend anyone for a Roadtrek. They just have so much features. There's people out there who boondock in them, people who live in them, so there's a lot of things you can do. Space wise, you learn how to move around in it with a couple. You tend to, if one person's going to go use the bathroom, do the cooking, the other person remains sitting at that time, it does help the moving around in it, so that you're not running into each other and that on it. But that hasn't really been no problem. We also bring our 2 dogs. I've got a little teacup poodle and a Sheltie. The Sheltie is not a small dog, and so we done well. We've never really had that much issue. You just learn how to maneuver around each other on it. But this has been my thoughts on the Roadtrek, and I hope you're enjoying it. Love to have more comments. What is your experiences with your Roadtrek? Advantages, disadvantages, what your likes and dislikes are love to hear them. Give us the thumbs up button, and also hit subscribe. I make all kinds of videos, not just Roadtrek, but I do try to do a lot of Roadtrek informational videos on it. And so, hit the subscribe button, and that way you'll be notified every time we get a new one. And so, till the next time.